Okay, this football club gets a lot of mentions in live streams. A lot of mentions. They've only been in the Football League since 2017, but they were founded way back in 1889. Now they play in a village called Nailsworth in Gloucestershire. Have you guessed who it is yet? It's Forest Green Rovers. Now, their current stadium, the New Lawn, is not even an all-seater. It's a 5,141 capacity, of which 2,000 are seated, and they've been there since 2006. They haven't been in this stadium long. The turning point for this club when they're still a non-league club is when they're bought by Dale Vince in 2010. Now, we can argue the pros and cons of his ownership, the pros and cons of making the club go vegan, and if you are a player, you have to go vegan. The pros and cons of that, whether that's right or wrong, to death. But that is the turning point because he pumps money into the team. Within 7 years, they are a Football League side. So whether you like or dislike Dale Vince and some of his policies and some of his actions and some of his viewpoints, he does make them a Football League side. There are plans for a new stadium. And this is a concern I have with this football club, is they can't fill the New Lawn Stadium now. And that's got a capacity of 5,141. They want to have a 10,000 seat stadium further up the road, closer to the M5. They can't fill this stadium now. And I say that with no hate towards the club, no dislike towards the club. It's just a concern I have about the sustainability of this club if they, want to move forward. Why can't they develop the ground as is? What's holding them back? Now, Nailsworth is not a big village. It's a reasonably sized village, small town of about 6,000 people. The stadium is almost the size of the community they play in. Let that sink in. They play in rugby union country. That is possibly another reason why it's taken them so long to make the Football League, is rugby union and cricket are the main sports in Gloucestershire. Yes, Cheltenham Town obviously are a Football League side. Gloucester City are a pretty high-ranked non-league side, but there's a reason why there's no major trophy winners coming out of Gloucestershire. It's rugby union country. Gloucester Rugby Club really is the main sports team, and Gloucestershire County Cricket Club, you can see where I'm getting at here. They play in a non-traditional market, which is surprising for football, but it is. However, they do make the Football League in 2017, and they are the first club from the non-league to appear in both the FA Vase and FA Trophy final. So they've got that, which no one can ever take away from them. They have won the FA Vase in the 81-82 season. They've also won the National League playoffs in the 2016-2017 season to make the Football League, and they were League Two champions outright last season in the 2021-2022 season. Now let's have a look at their records, and this is where I have a concern about their new stadium that is proposed, that they've got planning permission for. Whether they actually build it or not is another thing. It all depends on how the team does this season and subsequently. But let's have a look at their records, because some of them are a bit of a head-scratcher. The FA Cup third round they've been to twice, both times as a non-league club. In the 2008-2009 season and the 2009-2010 season. They've never got past the third round, and they've never got past the third round as a Football League club. Let that sink in. They've never made it to the third round as a Football League club. Let that sink in. The League Cup, they've only obviously been able to enter since 2017. They've been to the second round twice, the 2018-2019 season and 2019-2020 seasons. They've never been past the second round of the League Cup. This is the record and the concern I have, the record attendance. And this is an FA Cup tie against a much bigger Football League opponent when they were a non-league club. They could not sell out the New Lawn for this game. The capacity, official attendance of this game versus Derby County in the FA Cup third round in the 2008-2009 season was 4,836. That means the capacity of the stadium, there's around 300 spare tickets that could have been sold for that game. They could not sell out the stadium. And how many of those fans were Derby County fans making the trip down from the Peak District and Derby and Derbyshire? That is the concern. How many of those were home fans? How many of them were away fans that were Derby County? How much was Derby County's allocation? That is the concern I have with this club. Are they growing the fan base effectively? Basically Cheltenham Town is the biggest club in Gloucestershire. We know that. Bristol Rovers and Bristol City and Bristol are quite big clubs as well regionally that have bigger fan bases. Are they able to grow the fan base? That is the concern I have. However, I'm not knocking the football club for their achievements. It's just the concern I have for the sustainability of the club, and can the club actually go forward and be competitive at higher levels in the Football League. Their biggest win, they have 2 8-0 wins on the record books. They've all come in recent times. Their first 8-0 win was against Fareham Town in the Southern League, Southern Division in the 96-97 season. And an 8-0 versus Hyde in the National League in the 2013-2014 season. So, more established non-league clubs that have played higher up the system, especially Hyde. 2 8-0s there. That's not bad going. Biggest defeat was a 10-0 versus Gloucester in the old mid Gloucestershire League in 1900. So they've had some bad defeats along the way as a non-league club. All those wins and defeats have come as in the non-league, not in the Football League. Now we get to their rivals, and this is where I think they're going to struggle to attract fans. Cheltenham Town, big rival, very established Football League club. Gloucester City, obviously, who handed them that massive defeat in the non-league all those years ago. Bath City, another club that plays in rugby union country. Bristol Rovers and Newport County, because of their rivalry in their more later stages of their non-league existence. Both Bristol Rovers dropped down to the non-league for a period, and Newport County have only recently come back to the Football League themselves. They had a bit of rivalry going in the old conference, the old National League, what is now the National League, and that's where that rivalry is born. But Bristol Rovers again have a big catchment area alongside Bristol City for fans in South Gloucestershire, where Forest Green Rovers play. So there we go. There's a brief history of Forest Green Rovers. Yes, they are the first club to appear in both an FA Vase and FA Trophy final. Yes, they've won the FA Vase. Yes, they've won the National League playoffs. And yes, they are last year's League Two champions. But they've never got past the third round in the FA Cup. They've never got past the second round in the League Cup. And they can't even sell out their current stadium. And that's not knocking the club, because they do play at a very rural location. They do play in rugby union country. Can that 10,000 seat stadium that is in the pipeline, that is planned, be sustainable? Can they fill it? And with that record attendance, how many of them were Derby County fans all those years ago? How many were locals? How many were Derby County fans coming down from the Peak District of Derbyshire? Because Derby County have a very large fan base. Forest Green Rovers, they can't sell out their stadium. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. I don't want to throw shade over Forest Green Rovers for their achievement as a very, very small club making the Football League. I do like an underdog story, and we can like or dislike Dale Vince, and he's a very divisive figure in football ownership, like a lot of football owners are. But can this club actually be sustainable as a Football League club? Can they establish themselves as a Football League club for the long term? Because it's going to be interesting how the next few years go, and whether that new stadium does get built, whether they do move, and whether that actually helps grow the fan base, or if the fan base is continually going to be small because of the village of Nailsworth where they're based. And how do the fans in Nailsworth feel that have actually supported this club for generations going back to 1889? How do they feel about the proposed move out of the village to a new location? So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Please place your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll have some more videos for you very, very soon.